All right, guys, just won X-1 at my locals a day ago. Got 10 packs of Dune, and we'll get right to it. Mine for Noble Knights deck, my take on the deck, how I believe you should play it, and we'll go ahead and get right to it. Obviously, start 3 Renard, specials, extender, adds back an arms, and or a fire warrior from banished or grave to hand. 2 Ogiers, unsummon, send Gifreed, send Turpin, or any other fire you need to send. Double Olivers, discard arms, fire warrior, special from hand. He becomes a level 1 tuner. And or just equip from grave. The one ofs, 1 Ricardetto, 1 Turpin. I play Magius, battle protection, destruction by battle protection when he equips. And if he's sent to the grave, you shuffle 3 Fire Warrior or Noble Arms cards, banished or engrave, into your deck, and draw 1 card. Super fun, super good card. And it's an additional equip engrave. Non-Infernobles, double Gifreed. You only need 2 extenders or starters, 1 Super Quantum, and 1 Fire Flint. We do play the connector package, 3 connectors, and 1 Aqua Dolphin. We could Aqua Dolphin twice in a turn possibly, and or just once with the connector, depending on our hand, and just look at our opponent's hands and see what we're going up against. I feel this is the best ratio for everything because you have your extenders, you have your starters, you have additional extenders in hand possibly, additional extenders, and Gear Free is just a monster negate. And of course, hand advantage. Always, prefer looking at my opponent's hand and seeing what I will be going against so I know how to build my board. So those are the main monsters. It's a 40 card deck. Those are the main monsters. Now for the hand traps, we do play hand traps. I only have 2, so I play 2 Drolls and 2 Ash. Don't want to play 3. I would play 3 Drolls, but I only have 2. And 2 Ash. I have a playset, but only 2. I feel you still, even with this deck, you're going second, and board breaker cards guaranteed are going second and are going first cards, right? So, and that's in the side deck. So if you're going first, cool. But if you have 1 hand trap in hand going first, that's amazing. But if you're going second, you just have no hand traps and let your opponent play, you don't main deck Dark Ruler no more, you don't main deck evenly. And it's also like, why, if I have the opportunity to stop my opponent from doing something and I'm going second, right? Why give them game 1? You know what I mean? Why give them a chance to get game 1? I know I have hand traps in the deck that can stop them or stop one of their more specific plays, or I could get them at a choke point, or Droll and stop them entirely. Now, Droll doesn't stop every deck, but again, I would prefer playing hand traps in Infernobles because you need them. Like, well, why are you letting your opponent play? Why are you letting your opponent be free? Like, you're trying to win. You know what I mean? So just those 4 spells. Obviously, triple Museum, triple equips, triple Durandals, the one ofs, DDR. This will be a metal silver when it comes in the mail. But it's also helpful because you can discard special monster that's banished. 1 Phoenix Blade, it's Phoenix Blade. 1 Almace, 1 Joyce. And that's pretty much it. Other spells, Searchers, 1 Rhoda, 2 Heritage of the Chalice because I only own 2. Might go to 3. I feel 2 is enough, but you know, it is once per turn. Both effects are once per turn. And you do play a Rhoda, which searches for 4 lower, but Heritage searches for any Infernoble or an Arms, which you already have a search for any Infernoble monster because they're all 4 or less. But yeah, 2 Chalice and main decking 1 Called By, because if you go first and you have this, perfect. If you go second and you have this, even like that's still fine, right? Because it's in hand. You go, your opponent has a card engraved, or they activate a bestial to target a dark. You could just chain Called By, target that Ash, target that target they're trying to target, banish it, or target a key piece they need if they recur from the graveyard. Even if you're going second, chain Called By to target and banish it. Really good card going first and or second. Specifically going first, but you can also use it going second. But it's always good to have Called by the Grave. Why would you not? Why leave yourself open for possible hand traps? And again, the same with the hand trap reasoning. Why during my turn would I let my opponent play? Why do I want them to play? Why do I want them to combo off of what they have in hand on the field or in the grave? That's a key combo piece. Why do I want them to have that? You don't. That's why we run Called by in the main deck. And Harpy's Feather Duster. If you're going second and you open it and your opponent is playing, again, Labyrinth, or they have a back row and minimum and no spell or trap negates, and you open this, and what you're worried about is their back row because you don't know what they set 3 to 4 cards, maybe even 2 in the field spell. Activate it. Harpies, blow up their back row so you see what they're playing, or make them force a negate to protect their back row so you have 1 negate out of their hand or one of their Omni negates, spell and trap negates gone from the field. So that's why I main deck a Harpy's Feather Duster. And again, I just don't like back row at all. 0. Those are the spells and the traps. Again, 3 Imperm. 3 Imperm because why not? Hit your opponent at choke points. You can stop them from getting a key monster effect. And it's at 3 because we run Ash at 2. Ash really isn't that powerful. And also Imperm is protected from, you can't be triple tactics if you Imperm because it's not a monster. So triple Imperm is trapped. 40 card main deck. We go to the extra deck. I do run Artorias and a Custinin. Again, for different combo lines, Custinin is an automatic bounce 2 cards, detach 2, bounce 2. Artorias, just recur arms effect, and if you need to use him, he's a spell and trap pop. Links to Isolde's, 1 Ferocious Flame Swordsman, double Charles the Great, really good card. And for the other links, we do play Raten and Goki the Power Load Ogre. Really good. You just go into him, target himself, target up to 4 cards on the field, destroy everything. And he's unaffected by other card effects, but his own. Heavenly Raten, you go for your Shogun plays, special from hand, special buddy from hand, buddy effect, special Shogun, spell and trap zone. And also he's a starter battle face pop. So Synchros, 1 Captain Roland, double Emperor Charles, double Angelica. And this will be a Baron when I get one, but I just had this, and you can play it. It's a Lavolvo Exolord. That's the main deck, 40 card main deck, 15 cards, 15 extra. Now, go ahead to the side deck. Hate back row, double cosmics. Hate back row, hate back row. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Triple Dark Rule No Mores because we hate boards. We want to negate our opponent's board so we can focus on their spell and traps. Or evenly, we can focus their entire board. With these 2, we could bait a spell and trap negation from a non-monster, or we could just screw their entire monster lineup and worry about their back row, if any. Evenly match, bait and negate, or just have them banish everything face down and have 1 card and 1 card in hand, and you just combo off main phase 2. Going first, usually going second. Going first, you could also play Cosmics, because again, floodgates, field spells, etc., etc. Triple, it will be, triple judgments, but I don't have a 3rd judgment, so Dark Bride, negate a spell trap, they draw a card, that's fine, doesn't really matter. Usually when I'm playing against my opponents, they whittle their hand down, right? And they have 1 or 2 cards in hand, so if I negate something and they draw, I don't care if they draw because I have a board of negates. And double judgment because it's judgment. The Shogun and Buddy. We do play the Buddy Shogun lock to lock our opponents to activating 1 spell or trap a turn. And for time, we do play cards for time. We play 1 Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Just chain it to when your opponent attempts to special summon something. Chain Dogwood up, that's time in the round. They special it, you gain the life points, you win. And also, if we're running short on time, I side a Dark Dimension Soldier. He's a generic level 5 warrior. You can banish a card from your hand to target one of your banished dark monsters and special it face up or face down. You don't use them for that effect. You use them for during the end phase. You inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each set card on the field. So if you're going first and you're going into time, you just go into 5. If you have noble arms in hand, spells, traps in hand, just set them. And then timing around, in step, all right, you have to finish the phase. So in phase, he'll trigger. Your opponent will lose 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 500 life points, and you just win. But again, these are time cards, just for time. And he's a warrior, so that's my deck. These are the cards I play. Side deck may change a little bit, but other than that, it's a pretty good, pretty strong deck. My matchups, I went X-1 at locals matchups. I got top 4. I played against, first round was Unchained. 2-0'd them. Went against Unchained. Then we went against Branded Chimera. 2-0'd them. Then we went against another Unchained. Sadly, game 3, we lost because my board got eclipsed. Well, my two only starters in hand and my extenders got Book of Eclipse. And then I had nothing else. I just had to pass and I lost. They got eclipsed, and game 4 we went up against a Branded Chimera, 2 Unchained. Oh, we went up against Sprite Runic. Sprite Runic we took game. We went first, we looked at their hand, and they had 1 hand trap, everything else were monsters. We decimated game 1. Game 2, they went first. We cleared their board, and then we ended on Raten, and I had the Great Shogun, not in the deck, but in the hand. So what we did was, we saw they had a Kaiju in hand. So what we did was, we went ahead and we equipped our Joyous to our Charles. And we equipped everything to our Charles. Basically, we had 3 equips on our Charles, right? So we wanted our opponent to Kaiju the Charles, because it's the spell and trap negate. So we had Charles, and then in step, we equipped Joyous to him from the grave and a monster from the graveyard, because this is in hand. He Kaiju the Charles. I'm like, cool. Joyous effect, the special fire from hand, special Shogun. And I still had Gifrey, I had Angelica, and I had Isolde or Raten, I believe. And I had a Judgment set. So we were good. We were chilling. He activated his we had 2 Charles on the field. So I equipped this to the Charles with the most materials. So we still have the spell and trap negate, we still have the monster negate. We had Raten, started battle phase pop, and we had a Judgment set with this on the field. So we let them activate Sprite Starter. They activated Sprite Starter. They special summoned, and I'm like, cool. I popped their monster. I negated their monster effect with Gearfried and destroy it. They special 1 more level 2. I activated Roland, equipped it to Charles the Great. Effect, res, Charles the Great, popped their monster. They couldn't do anything else. They had nothing but spells in hand. They had the Kaiju and a hand trap in hand, and everything else was a spell. And that pretty much, we did them in with that. Great Shogun, really good tech card. Highly recommend it if you're playing Infernoble Knights. Put it in the side with Flame Buddy. Such a good card. But this deck is really fun. I like it. It can play through many hand traps. You can play under Droll. You can play through Nibiru. Again, it depends on the hand and when you get hand trapped. But that's the deck I got top 4 with. X-1. It's an amazing deck. I love it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, go ahead and leave your comment down below, what I should play, what I should recommend, what you recommend to put in the deck, what to take out the deck. But other than that, thank you guys for watching and have a good day. Peace.